Break is over. Christiani at the table, set number 3 today, which means number 19 totally of the 24 that have to be played. Too thin hit on the orange ball will give a bad position. Unfortunately, this will be difficult. So during the break, I was checking a question here, which first came in English, and then it came in Spanish as well. So English was first. I will answer in English because it's a pretty simple little question. It's from Ingeniero Far, yeah, something like that. Difficult to read the name. On a scale from 1 to 10, is it important to use systems? Yeah, I recommend that players, when they are learning the game, not use any systems at all. Later, when you get, 0.9, 1 average and something like that, you can use it, or you should. I could say you even should use some systems because the diamonds are there, and it's free to use them. But not a good idea during the development of your game, because that takes many years, and then the diamonds are only, the systems will only disturb your learning process. That's my idea about that. Thanks for that question. Nice double kiss there from PANAIA. Yellow hit white twice. White stayed in a good position. Nice to get a little bit free position. Still the orange ball here is a little bit too far left, so it's not going to be so easy to take care of where that ball goes. Imagine the orange ball 10 centimeters further to the right, and then it's no problem at all. Now he has to manage the kiss. Plays the orange ball 3 cushions down to the corner and hopes for a good constellation. I think he's okay with a thin hit here on white. Question coming in from Holland here. If you remove, question is from Leo Kim Nico. Leo Kim Nico, seems like 3 names. If you remove the diamonds, would you say it's a game of talent and not of statistics? Yeah, I don't think the game is only about talent anyway. So many different things: talent, practice, nerves, so many important things and I don't think it's about statistics, because don't forget, if you use systems in a match, tables are not the same, so you have to adapt all the systems you use to the table you're playing on. So it's not only statistics, it's then you reduce the 3 cushion game a little bit too much, I think. Nice shot here by Eddy Max. But anyway, it's an interesting thought to remove the diamonds, because then you will have a little bit different game. You will see more mistakes and different choice of shots. People will not play so many bank shots, I think, anymore. Max misses a little bit. Extra speed used there, but didn't get the point. Another question coming in from Germany in German, so I take it in German first. Frage ist von Carsten Witte, danke dafür. Wie schätze ich den europäischen Nachwuchs ein? Werden Europäer zukünftig noch eine Rolle im Weltdreiband spielen können, wenn die alte Garde mal in Rente geht? Ja, das ist eine gute Frage. Natürlich haben wir nicht so viele junge, gute Spieler wie in Korea zum Beispiel oder Vietnam. Aber es ist ja nicht so, dass wir gar keine haben. Hypothetische Frage natürlich, wie wird die Zukunft aussehen? Aber ja, jetzt sieht es gerade nicht so gut aus. Aber es gibt ein paar Länder, wo es einige junge oder jüngere Spieler gibt. Also ja, wie schätze ich das ein? Ich schätze ein, dass wir ein bisschen im Nachteil sind, gerade jetzt, wenn wir vergleichen mit den Koreanern. So the question from Carsten Witte was about young players coming up in Europe and what kind of role they will play in the world of billiards, in the world of three cushion in the future. And of course, if we compare with Korea, we are way behind, of course, but it's not that we don't have any young players at all. In some countries, some young players are coming up, and it's of course impossible to tell about the future. But for the moment, right now, we are a little bit behind, or a lot behind. I'm sorry, I'm quiet here. I'm reading a question. I'm trying to understand. Oops, big miss by Eddy Max. That is, you don't see that very often. Eddy Max missing by 30, 40 centimeters. Of course, it was a difficult shot. So we have another question from, the name is, the chat name is MLA, M-L-A. I thought it was Mia, but yeah, looks like it can be M-L-A, MLA. So I'm not really sure. Question is, how are players selected here? Means in this tournament, I guess, because the difference of level is, let's say, not helping to make the matches uncertain on the outcome. Yes, we have to remember that there has been very, very many, retirements. Many players who should have played because of COVID-19 and other reasons did not come to the event or could not come. So there have been many replacements, and you're right. The difference of level is has been very obvious, but it also has to do with a very long match. In 24 sets, the better player takes a lot of sets, and he's so far in front that the others, they kind of lose hope. Difficult to come back there. But how the players were selected, probably according to a European ranking, but you have to send that question to the organizers of the event. I don't know exactly how the players were selected, but please feel free to put that question to the organizers. Spinning ball here from PANAIA. Nice thing about maximum spin, the cue ball actually goes a little bit further. So if this ball would have had no English, it would never have come all the way. You see, it accelerates when it hits the cushion, and in the end, it kind of slides over the cloth and just reaches a little bit further. Nice position play here. Might be possible to play off the orange ball. Max with the cue ball close to the cushion here. It's not helping for this position. It's already, yeah, you see the balls in a kind of a triangle. Always not easy, but he finds, yeah, probably the good choice here. The draw shot of the white ball is complicated with that cue ball position. This one up and down, short, long, short. Looking really nice, but is it fast enough? Oh yes, perfect shot. Didn't get a good position though. He would have liked to have the yellow ball somewhere else after this shot. And here comes a very nice short question from Holland, from Joe Van. When will we see TB play again? Yeah, I will play in this event, if I'm not mistaken, 19th through 21st of this month. So just a few days of practice left to be done. I'm slowly getting ready to play a tournament again. It's going to be fun. Draw shot here from Cristiani. He uses slow speed here. He wants to stay close to the yellow ball after this shot, and at the same time putting the orange ball in a nice position in the vicinity of that corner. Not sure if he can reach this on 5 cushion. Might be forced to play 3 or very thin. Very thin he can play 5. No, he goes for 3, but this is short, isn't it? Yeah, that's a big mistake. Ay, Cristiani far away from his good play. So we get some information here for Mia or Mla. PANAIA was selected by the European Federation, the CEB, Confédération Européenne de Billard, because he is the European Junior Champion. And in this group, I know that Dave Cristiani is replacing somebody. Might. Yes, I need some help with that. Director, please help me. Who does he replace? He's replacing Tayfun Tasdemir. So surely with Tasdemir and Max here, it would have been already a big fight between those two, I guess. Thank you, Director. Very fast answer there. 4 cushion shot, just getting out of the kiss. And now what happened here? Not really easy to play a 4 or 5 cushion here because he has some problem with the kiss. He cannot push the yellow ball forward because then his shot will be too short. Might be forced to play a 3 cushion with a little draw, yes. Looks like he's aiming for that. Like a half draw, just putting some extra speed. Good shot, but now it's going to be more difficult here. Probably we'll have to go for a bank shot. Using the famous diamond. So this mystery about Mia or Mla is actually not from Holland. She or he is from Belgium. So now we know that. Thank you for that info, Fritz Bakker. Although there are diamonds on the table, Eddy Merckx misses the bank shot. But I have to say that is not one of the most comfortable bank shots. Long, long way to go before you hit the first cushion. I feel it's easier with bank shots when you are kind of in the middle of the table. You are half distance away from the first cushion. When you're too far away from the first cushion, yeah, you put a lot of English and the cue ball is curving and you create new angles and strange. Also, I don't like to be too close to the first cushion when I play a bank shot. But I mean, it's a luxury problem. Probably other stronger bank shot players than me have no problems with this. Artistic 1 cushion here from CHRISTIANI. It doesn't count, of course, in this game. And here comes a question from Greece. Thank you, Theodore. Oops. Yes. Thank you for the question, but I really don't understand. Something about 1 center tip, 1 tip, or 1 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's something. TB, what occasion you prefer 1 center tip than 1 tip and 1 or 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock. Maybe he is asking about when you play bank shots, how much English you're using, but sorry, I cannot answer because I don't understand the question. Please feel free to try again if you can get another way to explain what you want to know. I'm sure you will get a second chance. This set is a fight between PANAIA and MERCKX. Important position here. Should really be possible to play long, short, long left of the white, but he goes to the right of the white. 4 cushions like this, also a good way, and he makes it very well. Nice shot. Unfortunately, lands close to the cushion with the cue ball here, so otherwise it would have been a very easy position if his cue ball was just out of the cushion. Still, it's a good position, but just move that cue ball out of the cushion and it's much more easy. It was a 2 cushion. Yeah. That was all about the cue ball position there. If he's just out of the cushion with the cue ball, that will not happen, I'm sure. So gives the balls to Eddy Merckx. Needs 4 points to take this set. And there we see the double hit on the white, which means it was a 2 cushion. Here, this one, maximum English, can still be made slowly, but this is not the best way of playing position. In that position, it's really difficult to have another position. You have to be a little bit lucky there. At least I haven't found out a way yet to play position on that one. You try to put the white a little bit to the corner and then you hope you hit the yellow in a good spot, but he didn't. Eddy was looking at a bank shot, but I think he has abandoned that idea. He goes 1 cushion first. Yeah.
Yes.
Not so easy, that one either. So set is still open. Maybe CHRISTIANI can come back here into the set. Run of 5 here, we have 3 players on 7. Why not? This is a good way to start, but there is a terrible kiss here. Yeah, so he doesn't draw back, he plays across the table to avoid that kiss. That was surely smart.
CHRISTIANI 0.
And unlucky as he is, he misses the point and plays safe, but it's not really safe because here you can play white ball, short, long, short. Left side English, a little follow. When you play safe, you really don't want to leave this kind of shots because many players just make many of these nowadays. 30 years ago, it was maybe a good safety shot. Not too fast here, a little bit too much speed, and
PANAIA 0.
that has to be played very carefully. Eddy Merckx with extra speed. Normally he has a point when he uses more speed. But there he just got away from the kisses there. 1 kiss there, 2 kisses, 3 kisses. Yeah, surely a little bit fortunate. But he wasn't fortunate with the leave. He left himself either a short, long, long bank shot, which is not one of the easiest bank shots, or he could play a little ticky cushion first on the yellow. Okay, nice. Great shot by Eddy Merckx, showing his shot-making qualities. And this time he got a better position. This must mean the end of this set. 2 ways to play it, 3 ways to play it actually. Surely he's going double rail, yes. Right side English, long cushion short, back to the long. Extra speed, doesn't matter. Easy shot for him. And another set in his bag. He had a big bag, I suppose, when he came to Andonos to put all those sets in. Yeah, this is close to homicide. 15 of the 19 played sets has gone to Belgium. difficult to not give up here for the other two players. But of course, they're playing against each other. They are trying. PANAIA has to try to get some sets to try to come in second here in front of CHRISTIANI. And CHRISTIANI needs to take at least one set more than he is safe second. Almost safe. So, thank you, Theodore, for specifying your question. I asked for that, and here I have now a very long question, so I will read it first because I haven't read it myself yet. When we hit a ball, we put some spin on the ball. It depends on the number of tip to produce the spin before and after the contact of second ball. In occasion of putting one tip on our ball, I'm curious about the difference of one tip right or left or of the center of our ball and one tip high, 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Yes, okay, now I get it. So one thing that is very important for three cushion is how much spin does your cue ball have, and not necessarily when it leaves the cue. The important thing is how much spin does a cue ball have when it comes to the first cushion, and that is depending on how much ball you hit. So if you hit thin on a ball, all the spin you put in the cue ball will be less when you reach the cushion. And if you hit full ball, like 3/4 of the ball, or even just a little bit more than half of the ball, all the spin you give will be increased. There will be more spin in the cue ball. And also, of course, if you're aiming with one tip of spin, let's say one tip to the right of center, right English, one tip. If you do that low in your cue ball, you get more spin out than if you do the same thing higher in the cue ball. So the lower you go down in the cue ball, the more spin your cue ball will have when it starts its road to the first ball or to the first cushion. So I think I answered most of that question, at least most of it. And thank you, it's a really nice question. And that is actually one of the big talents that many top players have, or which is necessary to be a top player, that you understand these little changes, what happens with the cue ball when it touches the first object ball, how much of your spin will stay in the cue ball, and what happens, how long will it last, will it have maximum spin in 2 cushions, 3 cushions, maybe even 4 cushions, or will it die out after it hits the first cushion? Many things to take care of in this game. Unfortunate kiss there. You could say sloppy. He just lost it. I say forget. Sometimes I forget about the object ball. I just concentrate on the cue ball so much I forget the object ball, and then easy to have a kiss then. So Jolanda from Holland. Jolanda van den Berg, even. What do you prefer, Torbjörn? The old or the present clothes of players to look at and to wear? Yeah, to wear I prefer this way, much nicer than the butterfly and the vest. But I think the last word has not been spoken about how we finally want to look like at tournaments. So I think we are still experimenting a little bit, but I really do prefer this polo shirt style, or even just playing in a black shirt, like snooker players have tried sometimes. You know, no butterfly, no vest, just a black or even a dark shirt. It doesn't have to be this polo style shirt that we are using now. And yeah, you could argue short sleeves, long sleeves. Yeah, that's not such a big question, I think, but much nicer than the vest and the butterfly. I really want to get away from that butterfly. Another question from Lucas. He's actually living in the Czech Republic. Very nice. Thank you for tuning in here to our show. He asks, who is the best position player? Who is the best at position play? Wow, that is a very, very nice question. And he suggests that it might be Saigener. He might be right there. It might also be Marco Zanetti. Best at position play. Listen, guys, it might be Tayfun Tasdemir. If I would bet, if I would have to bet, I don't want to have to bet, but I guess I would put my money on Tayfun Tasdemir as the best position player. Good shot here by Cristiani. Oh no, he goes in the hole there. Put the orange ball in a good position close to the corner and hope to score and have another good position. Yeah, he must be very disappointed with his game. Oh, thank you, Lucas, for agreeing with me about Tayfun. But I don't say I'm right. I'm just if I would have to say one name, I would go with Tayfun. I remember playing a very tough match in New York with Tayfun once, and yeah, he needed 3 or 4 points in the last inning to finish. And when he played when he was playing for 2, he had a pretty easy position, but it was not really obvious how you should play position. So he just played the shot with like 3-4 meters extra speed. And exactly after he had made the point, I immediately understood what was going to happen. Yeah, all balls just rolled into position, and it was impossible to miss the last one. So I could throw in the towel immediately. Brilliant understanding of positions. I think we saw a very thin hit there from Eddy Merckx, and I think he left himself an unmissable ticky here. Yeah, it was no way to miss that one. Another question from Theodore. I think, if I remember correctly, he was from Greece. Yes. He's asking which level do I think a player should reach before he starts thinking about position play? That's another very interesting question. Surely when you play 0.5 or 0.6, maybe you should just concentrate on just making points. I mean, shot making, to improve your shot making abilities. But I mean, yeah, 800, 900, it's time to start start thinking about what happens after, because when you play that average, like 800, 900, there are many points that you are already almost sure to make. So that means you can use a little bit of the time to think about what's happening with the next position. But of course, that is a little bit depending on what kind of player you are. If you are a very technical player, you can maybe think about those things a little bit earlier. If you are just a shooter, but with a good understanding of angles and stuff, but you are not really technical, you don't control the speed so good, but you are good at calculating lines and stuff, it's a different situation then. So, but generally 900 players should really think about position play. And earlier too, if you are a technical player, let's say it like that, I think. But it's never wrong, but never wrong to think about position, but only on shots where you are sure to make the point, or at shots that are so impossible that it doesn't matter if you play position or not. Most important thing is to watch a lot of good players, what they do, how they play position, and try to find a way to copy what they do. This might be a lucky shot here. Very nice.
PANAIA 0.
Not enough. And here comes Ricardo Santos from Portugal with a question. Do you think it is important to play free game or one cushion to be a better three cushion player? No, absolutely not. There are so many world class three cushion players who have never played the other games. For example, all the Koreans. It's a very difficult game, three cushion, I should say. Again, to Ricardo Santos, difficult game. So you need a lot of time to learn the game. If you spend that time on playing other games, I think it's better to go to the real thing, what you want to learn. Go to that directly. Nice position here for Merckx, but cue ball very close to white. That always causes a little extra difficulty, but for Eddy Merckx, that was not at all important this time. Playing for two here, aiming to catch another set. Actually, the other two players should also be completely relaxed now because it's already settled, but surely Eddy Merckx must be feeling better than the other two with all those sets, and yeah, his game is running well and he can afford a couple of mistakes. Oh, look at this. This is lucky. Perfect position after the bank shot. And yeah, it's a set point as well. Probably, is there space in the corner? Does he have to be careful at all, or is, yeah. Might be space in the corner. No. Finish the set, and that was set number 20. 16 for Merckx, 3 for Cristiani, 1 for Maxime PANAIA. And we have our second 5-minute break today. I'll be right back with you when the players come back.